The alien fleet entered Earth's system without sound or warning. Their ships were ancient, massive, and confident. They had crushed stars and silenced worlds before. Earth was just another mark on a long list, another quiet planet waiting to be judged and claimed. From the flagship, scanners spread across the blue world. Every mountain, ocean, and city was measured in seconds. The aliens searched for weapons, shields, fleets, and power cores. They expected danger. Instead, they found nothing that matched the threat. There were no orbital cannons, no planet-wide shields, no fleets hiding behind moons. The data showed cities full of soft structures, weak energy use, and chaotic design. To the aliens, Earth looked messy, unplanned, and harmless. Most life signs were simple and slow. Humans gathered in fields, small towns, and open land. They worked soil, raised animals, and repaired machines by hand. The scans labeled them as farmers, laborers, and workers. The bridge filled with quiet laughter. The alien commanders shared images of humans bending over crops. No armor, no claws, no natural weapons. Fragile bodies standing under open sky. Compared to warrior species of the galaxy, humans looked like prey pretending to be a civilization. Earth was ranked low risk, a resource world at best, a future colony at worst. The fleet prepared for a clean operation, minimal force, fast control, no resistance expected. The scan, they believed, had spoken clearly. Yet deep in the data, small warnings appeared. The scanner showed strange metal traces in the soil, not natural, spread across continents. Old scars beneath cities, like wounds that never fully healed. The system flagged it, then dismissed it. Human bodies also raised quiet questions. Bone density higher than expected. Muscle fibers built for strain. Organs adapted to toxins and pressure. Pain tolerance markers that did not match peaceful species. The data felt wrong, but no one paused. The alien science cast reviewed history scans. Earth's past glowed with conflict. Wars stacked on wars. Cities burned, rebuilt, then burned again. The aliens assumed this proved weakness. A species that fought itself could never fight the stars. What the scans did not understand was why humans kept rebuilding, why they learned from every failure, why their tools changed after every war. The machines in the fields carried designs shaped by survival, not farming alone. The fleet commander watched Earth rotate below. He saw green land and blue water. He saw no fear signals, no panic waves. Humans did not even know the fleet was there yet. To him, this silence meant safety. Orders moved quickly. Observation drones would land in remote areas, rural zones, far from cities. The aliens wanted samples, not battles. Farmers would be easy to control. Simple minds, simple lives. Simple conquest. As the fleet aligned for descent, Earth's satellites adjusted their paths. Old systems woke quietly. Deep sensors shifted focus. No alarm sounded. No signals were sent into space. Humanity did not scream. Humanity listened. In underground rooms and forgotten bunkers, dormant systems checked ancient rules. Threat detection passed silent thresholds. Human eyes did not look to the sky yet. They looked to each other. Small changes began in quiet places. On farms, workers paused. Not in fear, but in instinct. Animals grew restless. Machines hummed differently. Long habits shaped by history stirred awake. Humans did not know what was coming, but their bodies remembered danger. The alien fleet celebrated efficiency. Another easy world, another victory without cost. They logged Earth as compliant and unarmed. The decision was final. The scan had sealed Earth's fate. But fate, shaped by human hands, was never simple. The aliens believed weapons had to shine, fire, or float in space. They did not understand that Earth's true weapons were patience, memory, and people who never forgot how to fight. As the first alien ship broke atmosphere, no one on the bridge felt fear. No one questioned the scan again. Below them, a quiet world waited, not in surrender, not in ignorance, but in readiness, learned the hard way. Humans woke to the same sunrise they had seen all their lives. Fields stretched wide, machines waited in silence, and soil rested under careful hands. Nothing in the sky warned them. Nothing told them they were being watched by a galaxy that had already judged them weak. From orbit, the aliens saw only routine. Humans walked rows of crops, checked water lines, and repaired fences. The scans labeled them correctly, yet completely wrong. Farmers, yes. But farmers shaped by centuries of survival, not comfort. Human farms were not built on soft land. They were built on soil mixed with old metal, ash, and memory. Every field had once been a battlefield, a factory, or a shelter. The ground remembered war even if the sky looked calm. The tools humans used were simple in shape but heavy in purpose, steel blades forged to last generations. Machines designed to be fixed, not replaced. Every bolt and plate was overbuilt, ready to survive failure, weather, and violence. Alien scanners saw tractors and harvesters. They missed reinforced frames and sealed power units. They did not understand why farming machines could run after explosions, floods, and fire. Humans built nothing assuming peace would last. Human bodies told a deeper story. Their muscles were dense, their bones thick, their balance tuned to heavy gravity. Pain signals dulled by generations of injury and recovery. Humans did not break easily. They adapted. The aliens assumed humans were fragile because they lacked claws or armor. They failed to see the truth. Humans were endurance predators. They survived cold, heat, hunger, and fear. Farming was not weakness. It was control over chaos. In quiet villages, elders taught children how to fix engines before toys, how to store food for years, how to move without sound when danger came. These lessons were not taught as war. They were taught as life. Human history lived in habits, doors locked by instinct, eyes always scanning, hands ready to grip tools that could become weapons. Peace had never erased fear. It had only taught humans how to hide it. The aliens did not understand why farms had basements deeper than needed, why storage barns were reinforced, why power lines could disconnect and reroute in seconds. These were not farming choices. They were survival designs. Human farmers worked the land with patience learned from loss. They knew crops failed. Weather turned cruel. Systems broke, so they planned for failure every day. The galaxy mistook this mindset for simplicity. When the first alien drones descended near farmland, humans noticed changes. Birds fled. Machines lost signal for seconds. Animals grew tense. Humans did not panic. Panic wasted energy. They observed and adjusted. Old radios crackled alive. Local networks formed without central command. No one shouted orders. Humans did not need them. Every region knew what to do when something unknown arrived. The aliens expected confusion. Instead, they found silence. Farms went dark at night. Heat signatures dropped. Movement slowed. Humans blended into their land like shadows shaped by years of practice. Alien sensors struggled. Too much noise in the soil. Too many metal layers. Too many hidden structures. What looked like farmland was layered with shelters, tunnels, and reinforced rooms built quietly over decades. Humans did not gather to fight. They spread out. They watched. They learned alien patterns within hours. Farming had taught them patience. Hunting had taught their ancestors the rest. The aliens recorded human heart rates. Elevated but controlled, no mass fear, no collapse. The data did not match a weak species. The analysts flagged it again. The commanders ignored it again. In one field, a human adjusted a plow blade. His hands were scarred, his movements calm. He had repaired machines under fire before, though the aliens did not know that. To them, he was just a farmer. That same human marked the sky with his eyes. He noted angles and timing. He memorized sound delays. He said nothing, but his body prepared. Humans did not need permission to defend their world. Across continents, similar moments unfolded. Different languages. Same instincts. Humanity had learned long ago that threats never announce themselves. Survival belonged to those who noticed first. The galaxy had labeled humans as divided and weak. It did not understand that division had trained them. Conflict had sharpened them. Farming was simply the calm face of a violent history. Every seed planted carried knowledge of famine. Every harvest remembered war. Humans grew food because they knew hunger was deadlier than any weapon. That understanding made them dangerous. The aliens finally sent ground teams closer. They expected surrender. They expected fear. They expected obedience. What they found was empty land and unseen eyes following every step. Humanity did not rush. Humanity never rushed. The farmers the galaxy misunderstood were waiting, measuring, and learning. The soil beneath alien feet had been prepared for conflict long before they arrived. The aliens believed Earth had no weapons because they saw no armies. They failed to see that every human was shaped by history into something harder than steel and more patient than machines. As night fell, the farm stayed quiet. No lights, no signals, just wind moving through crops. To the aliens, it felt wrong. To humans, it felt familiar. The galaxy thought it had scanned Earth. It thought it understood what it saw. It never considered that the most dangerous species would look ordinary while preparing for the worst. The farmers did not pray for mercy. They did not call for help. They simply waited, knowing that those who came unprepared always paid the price. And somewhere above, the alien fleet still believed Earth was harmless, unaware that the farmers they dismissed were about to teach the galaxy what human survival truly meant. The first alien landing craft descended slowly into open farmland. Its engines cut the air with controlled force, precise and confident. The aliens expected panic, screams, and chaos. Instead, the fields were quiet, almost welcoming in their stillness. Tall grass bent under the craft's shadow. Soil pressed down as metal legs touched Earth. Sensors showed no armed units nearby, no vehicles rushing in, no signals calling for help. The aliens confirmed what they believed. Humans were unprepared. The landing ramp opened with a hiss. Alien soldiers stepped out in perfect formation. Their armor glowed faintly, powered by technology older than most civilizations. Weapons stayed lowered. There was no need to aim at farmers. They scanned again. One human heat signal appeared far away near a machine shed. Just one. The aliens smiled behind their masks. One farmer meant compliance, not resistance. They moved forward without caution. The human did not run. He did not shout. He simply walked behind a tractor, his shape half hidden. His hands held tools, not weapons. The alien scanners confirmed it. No threat detected. The ground shifted slightly under alien boots. Soil compressed in uneven ways, sensors adjusted. The reading felt strange, but not dangerous. The aliens continued forward, focused on the lone human. Without warning, the ground beneath the lead soldier collapsed. A hidden pit swallowed him in silence. His armor slammed into reinforced walls below. Before the squad could react, the soil closed again. The aliens froze. No alarms, no explosions. Just absence. One moment their soldier existed. The next he was gone. Confusion spread through the unit. This was not how weak species fought. They raised weapons, scanners searched wildly. Still no hostile signals. Then a sharp metallic snap echoed across the field. Another soldier dropped, armor pierced at a joint no scanner had flagged as vulnerable. The human was gone. The field looked empty again. The aliens fired into crops, energy beams burning lines through plants. Nothing screamed back, nothing charged. The silence pressed harder than any attack. Above, the landing craft detected interference. Signals bounced strangely. Local communication failed. The farmland absorbed energy instead of reflecting it. The terrain itself seemed hostile. The squad commander ordered a retreat. It was the first tactical order given on Earth. As they turned, heavy machinery roared to life around them. Tractors rose from hidden shelters, reinforced and armored. These were not farming machines anymore. Their frames shifted, panels locked into place. Tools extended with purpose. What once plowed soil now controlled terrain with brutal precision. The aliens fired again. Energy bolts struck machines and dispersed. Human alloys absorbed and redirected force. The aliens had never seen civilian equipment survive military weapons. From the trees, humans emerged, not charging, not shouting. Moving calmly, spreading out, using land they knew by heart. Their faces were focused, not angry. This was work, not revenge. Alien soldiers advanced to regain control. The humans retreated just enough to draw them forward. Each step triggered something unseen. Nets, traps, pressure zones, electromagnetic bursts tuned to alien tech. One alien weapon failed mid-shot, another overheated. Human devices disrupted power flows with simple physics. No advanced tech, just understanding and preparation. The aliens had never faced such thinking. The landing craft tried to lift off. Its engines sputtered. The ground beneath it hardened suddenly. Anchors locked in place without command. Human-built clamps snapped shut around alien landing legs. Panic finally reached the alien command channel. Reports flooded in, losses without visible attackers. Terrain behaving like a weapon. Farmers fighting like trained units without uniforms or ranks. The human who had been alone earlier watched from a ridge. He spoke quietly into a local device. No names, no codes. Just confirmation. The first error had been answered. Across Earth, similar landings ended the same way. Different fields. Same results. Alien troops vanished, trapped, or disabled. Not destroyed in fire but erased by planning and patience. The alien fleet finally realized something was wrong. This was not resistance born from panic. This was defense built over generations. The humans had not reacted. They had activated. Commanders demanded more force, more troops, heavier weapons. They still believed numbers would solve the problem. They did not yet understand the second mistake forming. On the ground, humans secured captured technology. They studied it quickly. Passed knowledge across networks older than the invasion. Adaptation began instantly. The fields returned to quiet. Smoke faded. Crops stood damaged but alive. To an outsider, it still looked like farmland. To the aliens, it felt like a trap that never opened fully. The first landing was meant to prove Earth was weak. Instead, it proved something far worse. Humanity did not fight like a young species. It fought like one that had survived itself. The galaxy had expected fear from farmers. What it found was discipline without banners, violence without rage, and a planet that punished every careless step. The first error was landing on Earth at all. The second was believing humans needed armies to defend their world. The alien command finally accepted the truth they had avoided. Earth was not unarmed. It had simply hidden its weapons where scanners could not see them. The planet itself was the system, and humans were the operators. Across continents, structures woke from silence. Old factories shifted roles. Power grids rerouted without notice. What looked like civilian networks became hardened chains built for stress and failure. Earth did not change shape. It revealed one. Human cities did not raise shields or cannons. Instead, they vanished from alien tracking. Heat signatures flattened. Energy use scattered. The aliens lost clear targets and clear plans at the same time. Weapons did not rise into the sky. They spread across the ground. Roads became barriers. Buildings became nodes. Civilian tools converted through simple changes. Humanity did not need new weapons. It repurposed everything. Alien commanders demanded scans again. Stronger scans. Deeper scans. The results confused them further. Earth showed no single point of control. No capital to strike. No command center to destroy. Human defense was not centralized. It was cultural. Knowledge moved faster than orders. Experience replaced hierarchy. Every region acted independently, yet with the same intent. Captured alien technology was already being studied. Humans did not fear it. They took it apart. They learned its weaknesses. They mapped failure points using old principles and sharp logic. Alien shields failed under human pressure. Not because of power, but because of timing. Humans struck between cycles. Between pulses. Between assumptions the aliens never questioned. Alien ships in orbit began losing control. Navigation drifted. Target locks broke. Human signals were not stronger. They were smarter. They hid in noise and rode natural patterns. The aliens tried brute force. Orbital strikes aimed at open land. The blasts did little. Earth absorbed damage like it always had. Humans rebuilt before the smoke cleared. Human industry surged without announcement. Factories shifted output quietly. Logistics moved through paths designed for disaster response. War supply flowed through systems meant for survival. Alien troops on the ground felt hunted. Humans never rushed. They surrounded slowly. They isolated units and cut support. Every alien move created another weakness. The invaders expected fear. Instead, they met calm resistance. Humans did not shout victory. They treated each encounter as maintenance, a problem to solve and prevent from returning. Alien leaders finally asked the question they should have asked first. Where are Earth's weapons? The answer formed slowly and painfully. They were everywhere and nowhere at once. Human children learned engineering before war. Human elders remembered war before peace. This balance made them dangerous. They did not glorify conflict, but they never forgot it. The aliens realized Earth's greatest weapon was preparation without display. Humans did not announce strength. They assumed threat and planned quietly for it. Alien fleets repositioned, trying to regain advantage. Human systems adjusted ahead of them. Predictable enemy logic was easier to counter than chaos. Earth's atmosphere became hostile to alien tech. Frequencies shifted, materials reacted poorly. Human science exploited small gaps the aliens had ignored for centuries. The invaders tried diplomacy too late. Messages arrived demanding surrender or negotiation. Humans did not respond immediately. They continued neutralizing threats first. When humans finally spoke, it was calm and direct. Earth had not attacked. Earth had defended. Further aggression would only cost more. The aliens understood then. Earth had never been unarmed. It had chosen not to aim outward. That choice had been mistaken for weakness. Across the galaxy, observers took notes. A quiet species had exposed a flaw in ancient conquest doctrine. Visible weapons meant little against hidden will. The war shifted without announcement. The invaders stopped advancing. They began surviving instead. Earth dictated the pace without claiming control. Humanity had not built a war machine. It had built a civilization that endured pressure. That endurance was stronger than fleets and brighter than weapons. The galaxy would remember this moment. A planet judged harmless had proven that the most dangerous weapons were never meant to be seen. Across the galaxy, silent observers watched the data streams in disbelief. The invaders had never failed before. Their fleets had ended wars before they began. Yet now their symbols flickered, their formations broke, and their certainty collapsed. The first reports spoke of losses without battles. Ships disabled without visible strikes. Ground forces vanishing into terrain marked as harmless. The observers assumed error, then sabotage, then something far worse. Alien commanders sent updates filled with confusion. Earth had no capital to strike, no leader to kill, no weapon to destroy. Every move against the planet produced only more resistance and fewer answers. The invaders tried to retreat from rural zones and regroup near cities. That choice only deepened their mistake. Urban areas adapted instantly. Streets shifted control. Signals drowned in noise. The cities refused to be targets. Human infrastructure bent instead of breaking. Power rerouted. Transport networks changed flow. What should have collapsed under pressure became stronger. The observers noticed a pattern the invaders had missed. Earth did not escalate loudly. There were no grand attacks or displays. Instead, the invaders slowly lost ground, ships, and morale. The war was being dismantled piece by piece, quietly and efficiently. Alien fleets in orbit began requesting support. None came. Other civilizations hesitated. If the invaders were failing, no one wanted to be next. Earth had become a question no one wanted to answer. The galaxy watched recordings of human responses. Calm voices, short messages, no threats, no celebration. Humans acted as if defense was routine, not heroic. That terrified the observers more than anger would have. Invader crews suffered mental collapse. They had trained for resistance, not invisibility. Not for enemies who did not seek glory. Fear grew because there was nothing clear to fight. Human countermeasures spread beyond Earth. Alien relay points failed. Supply lines weakened. Navigation errors increased. Earth did not chase the invaders. It removed their ability to stay. The invaders attempted a show of force. A fleet maneuver meant to remind the galaxy of their power. Human systems predicted it hours before execution and adjusted accordingly. The display achieved nothing. Observers saw something new enter the galactic record. A species that did not match known categories. Humans did not conquer. They denied conquest. They did not dominate space. They controlled outcomes. As losses mounted, invader leadership fractured. Blame spread faster than solutions. Old doctrines failed. Ancient tactics meant nothing against a species that refused to behave correctly. Human analysts studied alien reactions and adapted again. Each mistake taught them more. The gap between human understanding and alien confidence widened with every encounter. The galaxy's councils whispered in private channels. How had a planet marked low risk turned into a strategic nightmare? The answer was uncomfortable and clear. The galaxy had mistaken silence for weakness. Alien propaganda collapsed. Broadcasts meant to inspire fear were intercepted and neutralized. Human messages replaced them, simple and firm. Earth would not surrender. Earth would not pursue. Leave. The invaders tried negotiation through intermediaries. The galaxy watched carefully. Humans responded only after securing their world completely. They did not rush peace. They finished defense first. When humans finally spoke, it was brief. Earth wanted no territory, no tribute, only distance. The message carried no hatred. It carried certainty. The observers felt the shift. Power was not changing hands. The rules were changing. A species had proven that survival could defeat conquest without seeking dominance. Alien fleets began withdrawing in disorder. Ships limped away, damaged and silent. No human forces followed them into space. Earth stayed where it had always been. The humiliation was complete. Not because the invaders were destroyed, but because they were dismissed. Earth did not need revenge to prove a point. Across the galaxy, records were rewritten. Earth's classification changed. No longer harmless. No longer primitive. A new warning tag appeared beside the planet's name. The observers noted the most disturbing detail. Humans returned to routine life quickly. Farms reopened. Cities resumed normal rhythm. Defense blended back into daily existence. This was not a war society, it was a survival society. One that could fight when needed and stop when finished. That balance was rare and dangerous. The galaxy learned a lesson written without spectacle. Power did not always roar. Sometimes it waited, endured, and removed threats until none remained. Earth had not risen as an empire. It had humbled one without leaving its orbit. The humiliation spread far beyond the defeated fleet. From that moment on, every scanning doctrine changed. Every assessment slowed. Every quiet world gained new attention. Because Earth had shown what quiet could hide. The galaxy continued watching. Not because Earth demanded it, but because no one could afford to look away from a species that had defended itself without ever asking to rule. The alien fleets retreated quietly from Earth's orbit, their pride shattered and their plans failing. No human fleet pursued them. No bombs fell on retreating ships. Earth had not sought war, yet it had rewritten the rules of engagement in the galaxy. Across continents, humans returned to their routines. Farmers tilled the fields. Cities resumed their rhythm. Machinery hummed. Life seemed unchanged, yet every action carried the weight of experience and preparation. Humans had defended the planet without spectacle. Observers across the galaxy recorded the events with awe. Earth had humiliated a feared empire without claiming territory, without demanding tribute, without firing a single visible superweapon. The galaxy had underestimated humanity, and that error would be remembered. Humans did not celebrate loudly. There were no parades or monuments. They repaired, rebuilt, and observed quietly. Their power was in restraint, in discipline, in the understanding that strength need not always roar to be felt. The alien command tried to rewrite history. Their losses were not total, but their reputation was. Stories of defeat, hesitation, and confusion spread across their fleets. They learned too late that appearances had deceived them. Humans were not weak. Earth's systems returned to peace, but hidden preparations remained. Defensive networks stayed operational. Machines were tested, knowledge transferred. Every encounter had taught lessons, and humans did not forget. The planet itself was ready for anything. The galaxy noticed the new label applied to Earth, a sleeping war species. The title carried weight, a warning without aggression. Humans had proven that civilization, intelligence, and endurance could defeat might without chaos or conquest. Some alien observers tried to approach with diplomacy. Humans responded calmly. They offered no threat, no insult, no boast. Their message was clear: Earth would defend itself, but it did not seek war. Respect was required, fear optional. Humanity's greatest weapon had never been visible. It was endurance, intelligence, and the choice to use strength only when necessary. The galaxy realized the quietest species could hold the greatest power, not through fire, but through strategy, patience, and preparation. Across Earth, people resumed daily life as if nothing had happened. Children played. Farmers sowed seeds. Engineers repaired systems. Yet every human knew the truth. The galaxy had watched, and the planet had defended itself with calculated precision. Alien fleets that had once moved with certainty now hesitated. Scanners reviewed data endlessly. Every planet, every species was now measured more carefully. Earth had forced the galaxy to respect caution and humility. Humans did not revel in their victory. They did not declare dominion. They simply returned to work, knowing that defense and survival were stronger than conquest, and that restraint could be as powerful as aggression. The final message from Earth was subtle but clear. Any who approached should understand Earth would defend itself, protect its people, and endure. There was no threat in peace but no tolerance for violation. Strength was quiet but absolute. Observers saw a new pattern emerge. Humans did not need weapons to be feared. They needed only patience, planning, and the will to survive. Their civilization had become a lesson written in calm defiance, not in destruction. Across the galaxy, other civilizations took note. Earth had demonstrated that a species could be underestimated, yet dominate the outcome of a conflict without glory or vengeance. Humility in peace and resolve in defense was now a model to study. Humans on the ground did not know how deeply they had impressed the galaxy. Their daily work continued, farming, repairing, teaching the young. Yet beneath the surface, knowledge gained and lessons learned were ready for any future challenge. The alien fleets left Earth, humiliated but alive. They carried reports of discipline, patience, and hidden strength. The galaxy understood the error of underestimating humans. Earth had not sought war, yet its actions changed interstellar perception forever. The world returned to quiet life, yet the warning remained. Humans had shown what could be done when intelligence, endurance, and preparation met arrogance. The planet was calm, but ready. Strength had been demonstrated and humility preserved. The story closed not with destruction, but with a reminder. Humanity had defended itself against a galaxy that assumed weakness. The lesson was simple. Do not judge a species by appearances, and do not mistake peace for powerlessness. For the audience watching this story, the question remained, how far would humanity go if pushed? The galaxy had learned the answer. Now it was time for viewers to reflect. Strength often hides in the most ordinary places. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more HFY adventures. Like the video to show support, and comment below. How would you survive if your world was underestimated by the galaxy? Humans taught the universe a lesson. Now it's your turn to imagine. Earth had not sought war, it had not displayed might. Yet it had changed the galaxy forever. The quiet strength of humanity became a warning, not a threat, and the universe would never look at farmers the same way again.